That's right, ladies and gents, today's video is sponsored by me, Mr. H. I am making my own H.P. Lovecraft horror film. Check out the GoFundMe link down below if you want to support independent and original film, and of course, H.P. Lovecraft and horror films. Breaking Lights is an exploration of depression, suicide, and mental health, and using that and H.P. Lovecraft as an allegory to explore that narrative. So check it out, the link down below. With that being said, on with today's video. Hello, welcome to my review of Honest Thief. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. So we'll talk non-spoilers and then get into spoilers. But like I said, this is my review of Honest Thief, a movie which is out in theatres in the UK and I believe in the US next week. I was set screener, full transparency. It doesn't change how I review movies at all. If you're new here, you will know that. But look, it's a Liam Neeson action film, and unfortunately when it's Liam Neeson, and action movies, you do have to talk about Taken, because you're naturally going to draw comparisons to it. There's not an awful lot of comparison to Taken in this movie. He is sort of a retired bank robber turned good guy. I mean, the clue is like right here, literally it says never steal a man's second chance. And I liked it, actually. I did enjoy this movie. I thought there was some maybe unintentional parallels with the fact that Liam Neeson has now been removed from public eye because, of course, he made some statements which a lot of people deemed very, very controversial. So, whether you agree with those, whether you agree that it was controversial or not is kind of besides the point. But he was removed from public eye, and a lot of calls to boycott his films and all of this stuff. So this could be seen as a second chance. And as second chances go, I think what this movie did the best and most for me personally with respect to Liam Neeson was actually show me that he can act. Because the Taken franchise, and this is going back to the Taken franchise, it should never have been a franchise. It went on for way too long. And unfortunately, he was singularly noted during the entirety of it. And because he's so well known just for Taken now, I think you do forget that he can act. This was a man that was actually in The Dark Knight, for God's sake. He can. He can actually act. He's a good actor. And this movie was decent. Now, it is by no stretch of the imagination a blockbuster or a movie that is deserving of Oscars or awards similarly on that sort of caliber, that level. However, what it is, and what it does have in relation to another movie I reviewed positively, Unhinged, is a deep sense of knowledge of what it is. It knows it's not Oscar bait. It knows that it's not a huge action set piece movie. This movie could be very easily on TV. However, outside of the fact that it has pretty massive names, Liam Neeson, Kate Walsh, who is the the director in Umbrella Academy, the woman in charge of the whatever it is, that ominous force. You've got Jai Courtney, who actually did a pretty good job in this. I was amazed. Mark Williams, the director, you got a good performance out of him. What the shit? You've got Jeffrey Donovan. He did a great job as a divorced FBI agent looking after a dog, trying to do the right thing. He was great. And then the surprise was Robert Patrick. Yes, Robert Patrick, Terminator 2's own. Yeah, so there's some big names in this, some very, very big names. We had Anthony Ramos as well. Good names. So like I say, this could definitely be on TV outside of those names. But like I said, it shares with Unhinged the fact that it does know what it is it embraces what it is. It doesn't try to be anything else, and it's better. It's all the better for it. Now, like I said, it is directed and written, part written anyway, but it's directed by Mark Williams. Now, the other writer on this is Steve Allrich. It was decent. I enjoyed it. Now, again, the performances were pretty decent all round. I guess the standouts to me were, one, the fact that this movie does actually show that Liam Neeson can act, so good. Probably get him in some things again that actually shows a bit of range at the very least, and less of a one-note character. And FYI, he is a bit one-note, but he has range within those notes. He's not bad in this. If you're expecting just the gruff Taken-esque, I'm gonna get you, blah blah blah, no, he's none of that. Like, he actually talks. The amount of dialogue this guy has is quite a lot. He shows concern, he shows anger, he shows frustration, he shows remorse. There's also a bit of light-hearted humour peppered in throughout this movie. Everyone's performance is pretty good, but the standout, and I hate to say it because I don't think he's a great actor normally, but Jai Courtney. And the only reason I say it was a standout was because he wasn't terrible. Like, the director, Mark Williams, managed to actually get a good performance out of him. Now, Mark Williams is a name that you probably haven't heard of before, but he is a producer on pretty big things. I mean, he's one of the reasons why Ozark was made. So he's a producer on that. He's a producer on The Accountant. So he's produced some pretty big things. And as far as I can tell, he hasn't directed much. This is one of his sort of directing debuts, I guess you could call it that. He's not done an awful lot, and it's good to see him away doing things. Now, the directing side was good. The cinematography aspect by Shelley... Who was it? Shelley... Let me have a look. Shelley Johnson was really decent. I enjoy Shelley Johnson's cinematography. And one of the main aspects to that, and one thing which I'm taking home from my own filmmaking anyway, is the lack of static shots. There's basically no shots that are stationary. Very few anyway. There's shots that you'll look at and you'll go, oh, it's a stationary shot. Oh, no, it's panning. Oh, it's good. There's so many shots that are just moving. Even if it's just a subtle pan. It's nice. It's really good to see. We have so much stability. Stabilization in cameras, as well as gimbals and cranes. Whatever you want to use nowadays. Body harness, etc. It's a shame not to use it. And they use it to great effect in this film. Now, in terms of the story, okay, so bank robber, Liam Neeson, FBI's most wanted, the in-and-out bandit. You can make some jokes about that. But he's the in-and-out bandit. He's robbed 9 banks. I think it was 9 banks or 12 banks, and he stole $9 million, right? And he's met a woman. It's pretty cliche. He meets a woman who wants to turn himself in because he wants to live an honest life with this woman, who is played by Kate Walsh. Kate Walsh does a good job, FYI. Nice to see her in something else other than Umbrella Academy. So it's a little bit of a cliche story. He tries to turn himself in. The FBI basically frames him for murder because they want to steal his money. And then him trying to clear his name ensues. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's like Unhinged. It knows what it is. It doesn't try to be anything else. And as a result of that, it is all the better for it. Now, Robert Patrick was good in this. Sorry, I've got dog hair on my face, so I have to rub my face. Apologies. Robert Patrick was good in this. Good to see him actually doing things again for a change. All in all, good movie. If you want to go to the theatres, I'd recommend going to watch it. A little bit slow pacing in parts. Music was pretty decent. Cinematography was good. Editing was good. Everything looked pretty crisp and clean, and the colour grading, nice. I liked it. Some dodgy effects here and there, but on the whole, you do know what you're getting yourself in for, so you shouldn't really have massive expectations. But it's not a bad film. However, if you don't want to go to the theatres, don't go to the theatres and watch it. There you go. There's my review of that, I guess, for non-spoilers. There's not much else I can go into, to be perfectly honest. We'll touch on some spoilers now. But let's get into some spoilers. You've had your spoiler warning. So Jai Courtney playing the evil, villainous FBI agent. I guess you could kind of see coming in some regards, but it wasn't super bad. The motivation there, just being money and things like that. Yeah, I could kind of, I don't hate that. I think money would coerce, some people. It has, evidently. It's used there because it's real life. Like, money does coerce people into doing evil things, I guess you could say. Now, there was one moment which really annoyed me when Liam Neeson and Kate Walsh are in the car. They're getting away. And they made a point, and FYI, I know that they sort of double back on it, but they made a point previously of showing the FBI agents stealing the money on camera. And I thought to myself, why isn't Kate Walsh's character saying to Liam Neeson's character, hey, you can prove your innocence because I've got videotape of them doing that. And I was like, what's come on now. What? And I know they did double back on it for some setup of Annie, Kate Walsh's character, being used as bait and being in the hospital and things like that. So I appreciate that they went back on it, but in that moment I was just like, for God's sake, come on now, behave. And again, it's a minor gripe because they went back and kind of went on it. But I enjoyed this film. Not bad at all. Like I say, if you're desperate to go to the theatre again, which FYI, I've been to the theatre this year during this whole lockdown period, and it's probably the safest it's ever been. Nice and clean. No one can sit near you. Perfect viewing experience because you don't have plebs behind you, buttholes in front of you, and douche canoes to the side. It's like a aroma-free area. Love it. So if you do want to go and you're desperate to go to the theatres, yeah, I can recommend it. But don't expect anything to be, mind-blowing. It's a pretty decent film. Could it be on TV? Yeah, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It's better than some Netflix movies. Let's put it that way. So there you go. That's my review. Let me know your thoughts down below if you have seen it. I'd be surprised if you have. But if you have, let me know. And if you are going to, let me know why. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Mr. H. Take care.